some access to, we're using JDBC to interact with the database, but all our code is written in terms of statements, right? Just pure statements. A better solution would be to, instead of using plain old statements, to use what is called prepared statements. Okay, so instead of statements, we would use prepared statements. There we go. So P statements. Okay, and what we're going to do is that instead of having these strings, which one are we doing? We're doing update, right? Update, yes. So let me show you a different version of this, of update movies. I'm going to paste it here, and I'm just going to put a P in front of it, so that it's a P update movie. So the difference here is that instead of having these hard-coded things that we're replacing, and they're error-prone, and where we can be injected, SQL injected, right? Instead, we're going to have a placeholder, question mark. Okay. Same thing for ID. Right? We're going to have a placeholder, and that we're now going to programmatically change it. Right. Also, the advantage of using prepared statements is that prepared statements get compiled once. Right, and once they're compiled, you can reuse them, right? So if they're particularly very useful when you use them in a tight loop, right? And you're updating or inserting, or you want to reuse the same statement over and over, and you can configure it, and every time you're looping, right? Instead of recreating the whole string, instantiating a brand new statement that has to be recompiled at the server at the database level, right? The database compiles it only once, right? And then it knows that it's going to reuse that over and over, and it only needs to parameterize it and replace those values. Okay. So let's here in the update movie, I'm actually going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. Instead, I'm just going to copy and create a brand new one. I'm going to call it. Oops. I didn't mean to do that one. Which one did I copy? I thought I copied update. Okay, copy. Oh, I think I copied too much. There we go. And I'm going to call it P update. So P update, instead of using statements, I'm going to use prepared statements. So prepared statements. Okay. And the way they work is that here, instead of doing connection dot create statement, you do a connection dot prepare statement. Right? Prepare the following statement, and you provide the SQL right here, meaning compile it right now. Right? Send it over to a server. The server is going to compile it, so I'm going to reuse it over and over. Right? So what I'm going to use is the P update movie. There we go. Okay. And instead of using these error-prone concatenation and replacement and whatnot, that's very, very error-prone. Okay. Instead, we can do statement dot set integer. Okay. I can set the field that I want to modify. Right. In this case, I want to modify the ID. I want to modify it to be. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. These take as argument indices. Which question mark are you updating? No, remember, there's two question marks, right? The first question mark, I think, was for the IMDb that I'm setting, right? And then the second question mark was for the ID, right? So the index for the first one is the index number 1. Is not 0 based, is 1 based. Go figure. So if I'm setting the first one, that's the IMDb, right? So I'm going to take the new movie dot get IMDb. I'm setting it, and it's not an integer, it's a string. And the second one is the oops, get IMDb. Sorry, I'm getting this wrong. So get IMDb. There we go. The second one is the ID. So number 2, I'm getting the ID here. So get ID is an integer, so this should be an integer too. There we go. Right, so these setters, this set string, set ID, okay, they're strongly typed. they verify that that integer is an actual integer, okay? And also that that string, that IMDb, doesn't have any funny characters, like backticks or quotations or colons or dashes or anything that might be considered to be a SQL injection. So it parses it, it cleans it, right? It makes sense, make sure that it's sanitized, right? And finally, when we have the statement, we can just execute it. We can just say statement, just execute the update, right? Execute the update. All right, so in the control, let's go back in the update, and so instead of using the update movie, hopefully just p update should behave identical to the other one, right? Should behave identical. So let's try and restart the server, and let's just show you. All right, so let's go back here and let's change this to something else. 6542, 6543. Let's save that. Let's run it. Okay, let's refresh here. And indeed, it didn't work. What? Did I get an error? Class, blah, 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 blah. Did I post it? Oh, 7 is the same ID. That hasn't changed, right? IMDb is still the same. Get instance put. I am here. Connection, blah, blah, blah. P update. Get IMDb. Get string. P update. It's this one. Update movies, set IMDb, that's a string, that's number 1, where ID equal, and let's see, P update, and that's the one I'm using, right? Yeah, that's the one I'm using, prepare the statement, and I'm setting the strings, and execute the update. Did I miss something? Let's see, course material, JDBC, acknowledge our persistence API, download JDBC. What did I use here? Did I use prepared statements? Prepared statements. Create movie, yada, yada, yada. So that worked. Okay, prepare set string. I'm sorry, yeah, that makes no sense that they're all the same, right? Values, insert, yada, 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 question mark, yada, yada, create movie. No, looks, the syntax looks right. Prepared statement, prepare statement. IMDb, execute update. Execute update. And I am using, I did name it that. Oh, interesting. It shows a gray as if it's not being used. It is being used. It's that one. Why do you think it's not being used? Delete. Although, and update looks like it is being used. P update, and it does map to here. So it looks like it's not worky. Oh, there it is. Okay, now it's aware that it's being used. I don't know. I'm gonna compile it again. Maybe the IDE was in the. Maybe I didn't save it. Let's run it again. Okay. Let's try it again. Let's send. And cross my fingers. All right, it didn't work. I'll need to debug it. All right.